Thank you, Jamie. Great crowd here in Baltimore, getting set for a big matchup. The Buccaneers won the toss. They've elected to receive. As Tim mentioned, they have played very well on the road, 4-1. The Ravens are 4-0 at home this season. Billy Cundiff to kick it off with the strong leg. Michael Spurlock returns from the goal line. Looking for some room, spun down across the 20-yard line. And there is a flag on the play. Carl Cheffers is our referee in his 11th year in the NFL.
During the return, holding number 53 of the return team, 10-yard penalty. They keep the ball, first down.
Nico Kudavides on the holding call, and there is the second-year quarterback, Josh Freeman, who has really stepped up. And take a look at the offensive lineups.
Three rookies. LeGarrette Blount has become the bell cow. It really has been, I got to tell you, as much as Mike Williams has been talked about, it really has been over the last 4 or 5 games. Has started to have an impact for them offensively. Ted Larson, rookie at left guard, and then James Lee, who has not logged a lot of starts, was a practice squatter early in his career, young player starting out at right tackle, and has won that job over Jeremy Trueblood.
And they come out with 2 tight ends and hand it off to LeGarrette Blount, who fights his way for a couple of yards. Jameel McClain with the tackle for the Ravens. Check out this Ravens 3-4 defense.
Yeah, and it starts with Haloti Ngata. His pass rush much better this year, but you know, in a good group. Kelly Gregg's been doing it for a long time. Tampa physical up front, so a nice challenge for them. And then of course right in the middle, Ray Lewis. Nice to see Terrell Suggs having a big year in terms of the sack production. A revolving door somewhat at the cornerback position, Sam, but they're so happy to have Ed Reed, number 20, back in the lineup. 4 picks in 4 games for Ed Reed.
Cadillac Williamson at running back. Again, 2 tight ends. Freeman to put it up. Completes it to Purvis. And he's across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's a first down. Ray Lewis on the tackle. Ryan Purvis, the first-year tight end out of Boston College, with a reception.
You know, when you look at Raheem Morris and his football team, and they've changed a lot. I think one thing about them is they'll change week to week. And last week they had a bunch of runs, 40-plus runs in the game. LeGarrette Blount was a big part of it. I wouldn't be surprised here in this game if there's not a huge emphasis to throw the ball on these Baltimore Ravens rather than try to run it, Sam.
Blount and Ernest Graham in the backfield, and it's Blount with a couple of yards up to the 28-yard line. LeGarrette Blount is taking over as the feature back now from Cadillac Williams because of his powerful running.
Yeah, he's 250 pounds and runs like a 220-pound guy. Once he gets ahead of steam and gets into the second level of the defense, he's hard for the smaller guys to bring down. Now, you look at Baltimore defensively. They can dominate now. They can dominate the run game. Not as good in the pass as you would think. Still a good defense, not a full-blown dominant defense.
Here's 2nd and 9. Aurelius Ben, number 17, motions. 2 rookie wide receivers, Ben and Mike Williams. They hand off to LeGarrette Blount, and he is shoved back. LeGarrette Blount, an interesting story, had trouble in college, as we all know, went undrafted. Bucs thought about drafting him in the 7th round, but he went undrafted, wind up signing with Tennessee. They cut him. The Bucs picked him up. He started this season slowly and gradually has gotten better and better. Cadillac Williams in the backfield on a 3rd and 6. Freeman comes up. 3 wide receivers. Late blitz. Throw the short pass to Cadillac Williams out of the backfield. It's a first down up at the 45-yard line. Just a little soft toss to Cadillac out of the backfield, and he's become very valuable as a 3rd down runner and 3rd down pass receiver.
Love his role. He's got 30 receptions on the year, and he's run real well out of the passing sets. They get into the 3 wide receiver stuff. Carnell Williams, who was the bell cow early with 24-plus carries in each one of those first 2 games, has really settled into this role in terms of what he is in this offense. And this is what I think we'll see a lot of, some 3 wide receiver run game with Cadillac Williams. Let's see if they run it here.
And they split Kellen Winslow, the tight end, wide right. Freeman with time, nobody open, goes to Cadillac Williams out of the backfield. Slips 1 tackle, that was McLean, and gets down to the 44-yard line. A pickup of 9 on the play. Ray Lewis made the stop. Cadillac Williams showing his versatility, can still slip tackles, has that little quickness.
Hey, you look at him over the last 2 games, he has had some big pops now running the football. He's always been an effective receiver, and I'll tell you where he's underrated, and it's really why he's out there on most of the 3 wide receiver stuff. He's an outstanding pass protector. Now he's split out wide.
Yeah. Ernest Graham in the backfield. Quick outside of Aurelius Benton. He's upended. That's a good play on the outside by Josh Wilson, the right corner.
Josh Wilson, they got him late in the year, early in the year from Seattle, and watch this tackle as he's just going to slip right by Cadillac Williams. They got Cadillac all the way out there playing wide receiver, split out, tried to run the little quick screen to Aurelius Ben. Josh Wilson was all over it.
Michael Spurlock in as a 3rd wide receiver. It's 3rd and 3. Once again, Freeman up to the line to let everybody know where the defenders are. Freeman rolls, throwing deep on the run, and overthrows Mike Williams, who is well covered. That's a surprising play on a 3rd and short yard, fairly short yard.
Yeah, I like it on 2nd down and medium from this part of the field, but sitting right here at 3 yards on their side of the field and to take a shot deep, I think the pressure just forced Josh out of the pocket quick and unloaded it, Sam, before he wanted to. Look at Ed Reed back returning punts.
Ed Reed is deep for the Ravens. Robert Malone to punt it away. High kick. Reed waves for a fair catch and takes it on the 14. So the Baltimore Ravens come onto the field led by their 3rd-year outstanding young quarterback Joe Flacco, one of Terry Bradshaw's top 10.
Yeah, and Ray Rice has yet to really break out at running back. I think that injury is still dogging him from earlier in the year. Those wide receivers, so many catches between them, include Todd Heap right in that group. And then this offensive line. They are missing Chris Chester, the starting right guard, but they want to physically get after these Bucs up front. The Bucs are young up front. We're going to see a real battle, I think, with this Baltimore front 5 on offense going against that young D-line.
From the 15. Flacco throws to Derek Mason on 1st down. Mason goes out of bounds, and we welcome those of you who are watching the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers. Browns winning that game 24-23. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Jamie Maggio here in Baltimore. The Ravens with their first possession of the game after forcing the Buccaneers to punt.
Up-tempo this right on Tampa.
Flacco rolls. There was pressure on the play from the outside from Geno Hayes, the outside linebacker, and the pass was thrown low.
Tell you, this Tampa defense coming off a shutout and out in San Francisco. What a terrific effort by them. Gerald McCoy finally starting to show up. A couple of half sacks for him last year. The linebackers, Sam, when you look at these guys, fast and active, especially the guys on the outside, Quincy Black and Geno Hayes. And Cody Graham, watch 35 today. He shows up early every week.
Off the pump fake, the hand to Ray Rice. Got a couple of yards. And a good play by the middle linebacker, Barrett Ruud. Barrett Ruud, as always, the leading tackler for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's become the heart and soul of that defense.
Well, and it's a different defense. Everyone says, well, it's Tampa and it's Buck ball. No, it's not. Raheem Morris will tell you it's Tampa 2.5. But they're so much different in how they line up. You'll see guys jumping around. You'll see a lot of movement up front, trying to create some illusion and some indecisiveness for the offensive line. Look at all these guys standing by the line of scrimmage.
3 wide receivers. Flacco. Nobody open. Buys some time to keep the play alive. Now he throws, and Hushmanzada with the grab as he was falling out of bounds.
Wow.
It's ruled a catch.
Wow.
What a catch by T.J. Hushmanzada at the Bucs 47. 23-yard gain on the play.
How about Joe Cool not panicking? just extending the play with his legs. Sees TJ Hushmanzada over on the sideline. Toes down reception.
Hurry up offense. Ravens like to control the tempo of the game. They'll do a lot of the hurry up. They'll do no huddle offense. And they want to control the pace of the game and keep the defense off balance.
Well, they'll dictate. And I think one thing with Tampa, if they can't huddle, we're going to see a lot less of the illusion in the radar defense where guys are standing up and milling around. It's going to force them to settle right into where they need to line up.
Off the fake, in trouble, they sack him. That's Tim Crowder, who's starting at defensive end with Kyle Moore out of the lineup. The Bucs, who had 6 sacks last week, get one right here.
There's Crowder out at left end. Oh, look at him. Wait, that's a protection bust right there. Le'Ron McClain looked like he was supposed to chip to the outside. Marshall Yanda looked like he was squeezing down to the inside. Communication error in the protection for the Baltimore Ravens.
Crowder's 3rd sack of the season. 3 wide receivers. Hushmanzada goes in motion. Michael Bennett in at defensive end for the Bucs. Flacco with time goes short to Ray Rice out of the backfield. And Rice is down to the Bucs 43-yard line. This game has got a lot of good receivers in the running back position. We talked about Cadillac Williams. We got Ray Rice for the Baltimore Ravens. There's the 2nd-year head coach, Raheem Morris, who's really had a good impact on this team this year. He has pulled this team together.
Oh, it's been outstanding. Well. It's been outstanding because he self-evaluated early and completely changed things up. Didn't stick with what he knew and with what he learned from Monty Kiffin. And they're a better football team because of it.
Sam Cook to punt. Good high kick. Michael Spurlock waits for the fair catch. A short wave, and he makes the catch at the 8-yard line. Each team has had the ball once. Each team has punted. Happy holidays from Baltimore.
Sam, some things we should keep our early eyes on in this game. The Raven intimidation. Look, they are a nasty veteran group that wants to get after it. We'll see how Tampa holds up to that. The run defense for the Bucs. They have schemed it up. Not good all year, but much better last week. How do they hold up at the line of scrimmage? And then the passing game for the Baltimore Ravens and Joe Flacco. His numbers have been outstanding. Last 8 games, no question. You turn on last week's tape against Carolina, Sam, and that passing offense was out of sync. Let's see if they can find it today against Tampa.
Bucs start from their 8-yard line with 2 tight ends, Winslow and Purvis. Freeman short drop, waiting, going deep for Aurelius Ben. He was out there, and it's overthrown. He had a step on Chris Carr, but the pass just a little too long.
It's a tough part of the field for the Bucs when you look at it. I did like the concept, though, 2 outs and try to get it deep, but look at what's happened when they start inside their own 20. 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Look at all the possessions that have started, 30 of the 108 possessions. Hard to get points when you start with your back against the wall, and Greg Olson knows it, the offensive coordinator.
Bucs come out with 3 tight ends. John Gilmore is out there. The lone wide receiver is Mike Williams. Handed off to LeGarrette Blount, broke 1 tackle, gets up to the 11, maybe the 12. Let's check out what's happening in Miami. In Oakland, here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Raiders' Jacoby Ford took the opening kickoff, 101 yards for a score, but the Dolphins haven't been phased. Chad Henne back in the starting lineup, hooks up with Patrick Cobb, so a 29-yarder. It's 10-7, Dolphins leading in Oakland. Sam and Tim, have you noticed Greg Olson looked like Randy Johnson without the mullet?
Oh, yeah, but Randy's a lot taller, Kurt. A lot. Here's a big 3rd down play. 3rd and 6. Blitz from the outside. It's picked up. And they stopped the play. There was a false start. Crowd was so loud they couldn't hear the whistle.
Well, and this is going to be the issue for Josh Freeman and this young offense.
Start, number 82, offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That's on Kellen Winslow. And that brings the ball back to the 7-yard line.
And then we talked about it in the open. This will be a big test now. And Josh Freeman and this young football team in a venue like this crowd rarely sits down, Sam, for 60 minutes. Yeah. And if you get into these 3rd and longs, it's what I call a 3rd and long frenzy with this Baltimore crowd.
Paul Kruger in at defensive end for the Ravens. 3rd and 11, everybody out. Freeman in trouble, and they bring him down. He actually slid down while Jarrett Johnson was pressuring him. And that'll force a punt. Freeman got it back up to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, and look how fast Jarrett Johnson gets in the face of Josh Freeman. I mean, he comes unblocked around the corner. You see what a tough sack Josh Freeman is, but those are those 3rd and longs. You get into the 3rd and longs, Baltimore's simply going to play the cover 2 defense, keep 2 deep, keep everything in front of them. They were able to get there with the 4-man rush.
It wasn't a sack. It was a 2-yard gain on the play, but the big-time pressure. Kruger there as well. Malone punts it away. Ravens will get good field position. Darius Webb brings it back from the 39 across midfield. Out of bounds in Bucs territory. At the Tampa Bay 48-yard line. Tough start for Josh Freeman. He's had bad field position. Back in Baltimore, Joe Flacco out for the 2nd time. His numbers look pretty good.
Yeah, look at over the last 5 games, highest in the NFL with that quarterback rating. And how about the receivers he's throwing to? But I got to tell you, with all those good numbers, there's still the perception that Joe's really not playing well. And there's the reality, Sam, that this passing offense is still out of sync.
Toss to Ray Rice with a couple of blockers. Rice gets down inside the 40. Brought down by Roy Miller. Rice with good quickness, a threat to break one at any time. You know, you talked about Flacco, and I think there's a concern now as far as protection is concerned. He was sacked on the last possession. He's been sacked 15 times the last 6 games, including this one.
Yeah, and Tampa has finally gotten hot with their pass rush, too, over the last game and a half.
2 tight ends in. And this is Ray Rice again, but there's a flag on the play. Rice gets down to the 33. Roy Miller wrapped him up again.
Holding, number 85, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
That's on Derek Mason, the wide receiver.
I'll tell you what I do like about Raheem Morris and what he's done with his defense is he knows they can't play the old Monty Kiffin Tampa 2. And just sitting there and yeah, here's the hold on Mason on Grimm, who was trying to get off and make the play. That's a questionable when you see the call come in there late. And I think Raheem knew that he couldn't do that with the defensive line that he had. You don't have a Warren Sapp, you don't have a Simeon Rice, you don't have a Brooks. You don't have these guys that can just line up and say, here I am, you know I'm here, still try to beat me and be able to dominate. So what he's done with this group up front, and really with the whole defense, is he's moved people around. And I will tell you, from looking at the tape, you watch some of these linebackers, in particular, you watch Gerald McCoy, the defensive lineman. Because of that, guys are starting to show up and make some plays.
Ravens 3 wide receivers. Ushmanzada in with Mason and Bolden. Blitz coming. Rice carrying. And he's brought down. Good tackle by the rookie safety, Cody Grimm. What a story this young man is. Stepping in, a 7th-round draft pick. Got a chance to play, and he has made the most of it.
And you'll see him. He is going to drop down into the box here, and he's just going to peel and make the play. He drops down into the combat zone, and he's just going to get after the run. He is looking at Ray Rice. He knows he's coming unblocked based on the formation offensively, and he's just going to mirror and shadow Ray Rice. And very important when you play against Ray Rice. You're the first guy there. You've got to make the tackle.
3rd and 10, blitz coming. Flacco throws too high. Intended for Derek Mason. And it's 3 and out for the Baltimore Ravens after they started in excellent field position. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a good defensive stand. They have been good on the road, as we talked about. Sam Cook to punt. 23 punts. Been down inside the opponent's 20-yard line. Best in the NFL. One high toward the sideline. Spurlock with the catch. It looked like he faked. I think the Ravens think he waited for a fair catch, and then he started to return it.
Holding, number 53 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. 1st down. Timeout.
You certainly can't simulate a fair catch and then catch it and run.
Yeah, that's what John Harbaugh is saying, that he waved. Beautiful Baltimore Harbor area. There's Ray Lewis, who did another great job on Thanksgiving, handing out hundreds of turkeys personally to underprivileged families in the Baltimore area. Great job by Ray.
Ray is an awesome human being. I'll tell you, watching him on tape, though, he's not unstoppable like he used to be, Sam. He's still outstanding, but not unstoppable.
Bucs have started from the 11, the 8, and now the 4 with 2 tight ends in, Purvis and Gilmore. Freeman being chased, and he throws it away. He was out of the pocket. There'll be no intentional grounding. Haloti Ngata was leading the chase for the Ravens.
Yeah, the big fella, Haloti Ngata, who's going to get better and better with his pass rush. You got to love this guy in his development. He could play the run with the best of them in the National Football League. But his pass rush has gotten better. I think part of that is understanding protections. Real curious. See how they're going to block that big dude on the inside today. It's going to take 2, I think, to block Ngata.
A lot of noise down that end. LeGarrette Blount. And he gets across the 5 up to the 8-yard line. As Tampa being cautious. Want to be careful for the ball, with the ball. And
well, they don't have
turnover
Listen,
down here.
That's why they're as good as they are. Ball security and how they knock it out on defense. And they're going to do what they can, running that big dog right there, LeGarrette Blount, on the early downs to keep Josh Freeman in this offense in manageable situations, Sam, like they are here at 3rd and 6.
Paul Kruger in at defensive end. Cadillac Williams in the backfield. Freeman gets time, goes short to Cadillac. He dropped it through his hands, and Ray Lewis was getting awfully close to him. Yeah. Maybe he heard the footsteps.
Well, Ray is so good. Ray knows this play. Here he is sitting right here at middle linebacker. He has got Carnell Williams, and watch Ray read the screen. Oh yeah, I sniffed it out right there. Go get it. Maybe a good thing that Cadillac didn't catch it. He got ear hold right there by Ray.
Second straight 3 and out for the Bucs. And another punt from the end zone for Malone. Darius Webb is deep. Line drive kick. It's a short one. Bounces at the 40. Webb takes it at the 46. Out of bounds. Close to the Bucs 40-yard line. They'll spot it at the 41. And the field position favoring Baltimore more and more.
It's always something special when you get to play against a player that you've grown up watching and that you admire. And really growing up, I mean, I played linebacker, so Ray Lewis was a guy that I always watched him and tried to play like he did. So it should be pretty cool.
Don't want to admire him too much in the game, but you can understand one young football player admiring a veteran star. Willis McGahee in at running back for the Ravens. Carries. And down to the 38. Pickup of 3 on the play. Barrett Ruud made the stop as they changed the running back situation.
Yeah, that Josh Freeman piece and talking to him was neat. And he did have a big fan of Ray Lewis growing up, watching him and playing linebacker. And I'll tell you, Freeman 6'6". Sammy's 6'9" with the hair. He is a big dude.
Heap motions off the play fake. Flacco goes short to McGahee out of the backfield. Fights off 1 tackle, and he's hauled down at the 35. Let's check out what happened with the Steelers in Buffalo. Here's Kurt.
The Bills trying to win their 3rd game in a row in overtime against Pittsburgh. Ryan Fitzpatrick to a wide open Steve Johnson, but he dropped it. So overtime continues there. Sean Sweeson ends it with his 4th field goal of the day from 41 yards out. 19-16 Steelers win it in overtime. Sam and Tim?
Ravens fans not happy about that. Thanks, Kurt. Steelers go to 8-3. Flacco throws and completes to Houshmandzadeh. First down at the Bucs 23-yard line. TJ Houshmandzadeh has come along slowly, but it looks like he's starting to get his game back.
Yeah, he's just really smart. It was good coverage, better throw. You know, the great throw is going to beat good coverage, and Houshmandzadeh using that big body in front of E.J. Biggers to pull it in.
There's 15 catches coming into the game today. Ray Rice back in the backfield. As Flacco works out of the shotgun, it's Rice looking for an opening, and he squeezes through down to the 19-yard line. Cody Grimm in on the stop. Defense has been the order of the first quarter as we come to the end of the first quarter, but now the Ravens offense is closing in. The defense has given them good field position. In Baltimore, it's a time to be happy about their Ravens. Glad you're wrapping up the holiday weekend with us on the NFL on Fox. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Jamie Maggio here in Baltimore. Ravens start on 2nd and 7 starting the second quarter at the Bucs 19. It's Rice. Got a block from McClain. Gets down to the 16-yard line. Cody Grimm in on the stop again. He's been really active at safety for the Bucs. Take a look at the first quarter statistics. Very close. Field position has been the biggest factor, and right now the Ravens trying to take advantage of that.
Absolutely, and for all the stuff that was talked about pregame, and Jamie Maggio down on the sideline and talking about the intimidation tactics that Baltimore was going to put on Tampa. Tampa has held up. I have seen no contrast in both of these teams from a physical standpoint.
3 wide receivers. Flacco being rushed. Down he goes. The ball pops loose. It's ruled down. Gerald McCoy, who last week got his first NFL sack. He actually got 2 half sacks in San Francisco. Comes through with another sack.
Yeah, and he's got a nice matchup today. Here's Gerald McCoy, and he's right there just splitting. Look at him split both of those guys. I mean, he went right in between Tony Moll and Marshall Yanda. And that's the talent you see show up. That's why he was the 3rd overall pick.
Right.
I'm telling you, the transition as an interior D lineman is hard. Warren Sapp only had 3 sacks his rookie year.
Billy Cundiff from 45. And it is straight down the middle. He's 18 for 21 this season. Billy Cundiff gets the first points on the board. The Ravens, with good field position, now lead 3-0.
Jamie Maggio here on the sideline, and Billy Cundiff having a spectacular season. He has an NFL best 29 touchbacks on 51 boots. I spoke with him before the game and I said, did you change your technique? He said, not really. I just found a sweet spot on the ball and I've got more confidence. Guys, up to you.
It's all about the sweet spot with the golf swing, with the football kick. Cundiff line drive, a couple of yards deep. Spurlock, touchback.
There's 60.
Number 30.
And I got to tell you, Sam, what a weapon. Yeah, number 30. What a weapon it is for the defense. When you come in and know you got 80 yards behind you that the offense has got to bite into, good.
Back in Baltimore, tough for Greg Olson, the offensive coordinator of the Bucs. His field position for his team. They started at the 12, at the 8, and at the 4. This is the best field position, starting at the 20-yard line.
And now they're down their starting right guard. Davin Joseph, Sam, out of this game with a foot injury, replaced by Zuta.
Jeremy Zuta, the third-year guard out of Rutgers. Freeman fakes. Then with a sidewinding pass, sidearm pass complete to Mike Williams up to the 29-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play. Nice adjustment by Freeman.
Yeah, he is just so cool in the pocket. Watch Suggs is going to come and get in his face. Freeman reads it, knows he's got a little quick pass, and just throws from a different platform. You see that? All the good ones in this league can really throw from any platform. He sees Suggs is right in his face, and he sidearms it right out to his wideout.
Arthur Jones, number 61, in a defensive end for the Ravens. 2nd and 1. Aurelius Ben motion. LeGarrette Blount bounces off, gets a first down. Jarrett Johnson wraps him up. Jameel McClain gets in on the stop at the 32-yard line, but a first down for the Bucs.
That's why you like 250 pounds right there. That was second effort, stopped at the line of scrimmage, but has the ability, the God-given ability to surge forward. You know, they thought Derek Ward was going to be that guy when they paid him a bunch of money a few years ago. Obviously, he's down in Houston. I'll tell you, I talked to Cadillac about LeGarrette Blount, and this guy has got a big future in the National Football League running the ball.
2 tight ends to the right, Winslow and Gilmore. 2 wideouts to the left. Blunt falls forward across the 35, 2-yard pickup. We talked about LeGarrette Blunt. This has been a big surprise and a huge addition to the offense. As we mentioned, he was undrafted, signed with the Tennessee Titans, then let go by the Titans, signed by the Bucs. Started the season, he was inactive in 3 of the first 5 games. But now he is,
look at that,
more and more with that power and ability and agility.
Reckless.
And now he's the #1 running back.
Yeah, reckless. And you could see from those clips his pad level coming through the line of scrimmage.
See the numbers amongst rookie running backs in the league.
When a big guy gets his pads down low, coming through the line squared up, hard to get him down.
Freeman rolls off the play fake and throws. It's tipped, almost intercepted by Ed Reed. The man who knows about interceptions. Ed Reed almost had another one.
Well, you think about Ed Reed. They had 3 interceptions before Ed got into the lineup. They've had 7 since. Ended up with 10 coming into the game. And this guy plays out of scheme now. And he plays out of scheme on purpose. He has read this route from the get-go. Look at him. I mean, he absolutely lets Aurelius Ben go to the sideline, reading the quarterback, knowing the read of the quarterback and where Josh Freeman was going to in the tight end, Kellen Winslow.
Sammy Straughter in as a 3rd wide receiver. Cadillac Williams in the backfield. Freeman throws off the hands, incomplete. Intended for Mike Williams. And Ed Reed and Ladarius Webb were both there.
Right in the middle of it. And watch Ed Reed here. Josh fires it out there. It's a little high up off the hands. And tips and overthrows in between the numbers are typically where the interceptions are going to happen in that part of the field. And that's where Ed Reed is so good. Just mirroring behind those guys to slurp up the gravy when it goes off their fingers.
4th punt of the game for Robert Malone. Darius Webb is deep. Webb takes it at the 21, and he is swarmed under. Good coverage on the play by the Bucs. 43-yard punt, no return. Ed Reed everywhere in the secondary for the Ravens. Next weekend on FSN, one of the greatest rivalries takes center stage in college football Saturday. USC looks to continue its dominance over UCLA, but the Bruins want to put an end to that. College football Saturday next weekend on FSN. 2 tight ends. Dante Stallworth, TJ Hushmanzada, the wide receivers. Full start on the Ravens.
74 offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's on Michael Orr, the left tackle. Michael Orr playing very, very well his 2nd year in the NFL. A lot of people feel he's close to being at Pro Bowl level, Tim.
Yeah, he's still not as consistent as you want, though. And he is really good, but you'll see him sometimes, and he doesn't quite trust himself. Typical of young players, and he'll overset guys. And when he does, like, we watched that Atlanta game. John Abraham, the good rushers, they're going to take him right inside for the sack.
1st and 15. Ray Rice gets 3. Up to the 18. Let's check out what the Eagles are doing in Chicago. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Bears scored touchdowns on back-to-back possessions, but back come the Eagles. Michael Vick hooking up with Jeremy Maclin. 8-yard score. It's now 14-10. Chicago on top in the 2nd. Sam and Tim.
Thank you. Thanks, Kurt. What a matchup that is. Chicago at 7-3. Out of the shotgun, Flacco throws, completes to Mason. And Mason is pulled down up at the 28-yard line, bring up a 3rd and a couple. Mason playing in his 133rd consecutive game.
Yeah, here comes the blitz right here. Cody Grimm's a big part of their pressure package, but Joe Flacco sees it, quick decision maker, unloads it to the outside to Derek Mason. That's what you love, the young quarterbacks, and you see that more than ever in this league now, the young guys that are fast decision makers, and I think all that training from college with the spread offense.
There's 3rd and 3. Flacco throws, completes to Mason for a 1st down. They had a little tiff on the sideline last week. Well, he's getting the ball a lot today. They seem to put it behind him. Now he's taking it out on the Bucs.
He's going to fight the Bucs.
Yeah.
Tried it with my quarterback last week. That's funny because Flacco said it was like brothers. I mean, we were just kind of going at it. He said it was kind of fun, actually. Big Joe, who I think walks softly, but I don't know if you want to, I think slow to anger, but I don't think that big dude, you want to get him real angry. He said Mason held on to it a little longer than he did. Surprised with all the cushion they're giving these wide receivers out on the sides.
From the 41, Flacco throws and completes again to Mason. In the Bucs territory, down to the 44-yard line. Cody Grimm wrapped him up. But for Mason, his 4th catch of the game. Picked up 15 on that one.
Yeah, and look at that huge cushion right there. Mason's just going to put the brakes on, turn around, little stop route, and pick up the first down. Such a quality route runner, and so many of the receivers in this league that are as good as he is just read coverages on the run and are real good at it.
To Mason again, this time a little behind him. Hit him on the back shoulder, and he couldn't hold on. But right now, it's been Flacco and Mason as the team.
Well, think about the receivers that Joe's throwing to, and I think that's the beauty of Mason, of Bolden, of Heap, of all these guys. Hushmanzada, you're talking 2,500 plus catches. And I think the beauty of all these guys, Mason, Bolden, they've lost Super Bowls. And Bolden told us, he said, look, it's not all about the numbers. We want a championship. So we're just going to run the offense and have Joe get us the rock.
Flacco being rushed. Throws, and it's broken up. Rondé Barber came in. We talk about Ed Reed on one side, talk about Rondé Barber on the other, one of the greats to play this game, and he is still a tremendous ball hawk.
And he is, his whole career, with the exception of probably the start of the season last year under Jim Bates as the coordinator when they were playing a lot of man. Rondé has played 14 years in this league, getting to his landmark and reading the quarterback and breaking on the football exactly as he did there to Flacco and almost came up with the pick. Big burst to the ball.
Heap lines up in the backfield on 3rd and 10. Flacco steps up, and nobody open. Finally throws, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Aqib Talib. He's got some blockers, and he gets down to the 35-yard line. Well, first interception of Joe Flacco at home this season. Aqib Talib picks up his 6th. He is now tied for 2nd in the NFL.
Yeah, let's see if he comes down with this Talib. Look, they're only going to rush 3. That means they're dropping 8. Joe's going to extend the play, but by time now, try to hammer it to TJ Hushmanzada. Did he keep that between his ankles and hang on to it? Are you kidding me? Here, Joe fires it. Now let's see if he retains it all the way to the ground. That went in between his legs, and he held on to it.
Wow.
That's his 5th pick on the road. 5 of his 6 interceptions this year have come on the road for Aqib Talib.
Aqib Talib with number 6 on the season, tying D'Angelo Hall for 2nd. The injured player is Cody Grimm. The entire Bucs team has come across the field to check out Cody Grimm.
He just got caught up in the wash. This is what it looked like after the interception. Fellas on a knee praying for him. And you're going to see him here to the right of your screen, 35, Cody Grimm. And then just watch as Anquan Bolden and Aqib Talib fall into the back of what looked like his left leg. Oh, that's terrible. He's been such a good player. This 7th round pick, rookie that, you know, a lot of people didn't even think he was going to make the team. He was in the right spot all the time in training camp, made the team, won the starting job, and has been a big factor for this Bucs defense.
As the medical staff being very cautious here and very careful. As the head coach, Raheem Morris, will step out for a moment with the Ravens leading 3-0. Back here in Baltimore moments ago, the teammates slapping hands with Cody Grimm, excuse me, and he seems like he's doing well, and he was carted off to big cheers. Now the Bucs, who have been excellent off of turnovers, they've scored 68 points off of turnovers this season, 5th best in the league. Start from the Ravens 36, swing it out to Cadillac Williams, and he is dragged out of bounds at the 35-yard line by Jameel McClain. Watch this interception.
Yeah, you say excellent. Look at this. Look at the break by Talib. He goes up and gets it. Now watch the ball in between his legs. He catches that with his shins. I mean, he is going down and clamps it with his shins and rolls over and is still able to hold on to the football. It never touches the ground. That is amazing. And I knew he had great ball skills. I didn't know he had great leg skills in dealing and going and getting the ball. That's incredible.
2nd and 9. LeGarrette Blount, the running back. Go outside of Aurelius Ben, and he's brought down. Good tackle by Terrell Suggs. Let's check out what's happening in Seattle. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Kansas City defensive tackle lined up at fullback. Sean Smith bowls his way in for a 1-yard score. Chiefs on top 14-7, but we knew that was a highlight that Tim Lyon would like, Sam.
Thanks, Kurt. Kansas City at 6-4 on top of the AFC West. Seattle on top of the NFC West. Here's a big 3rd down play for the Bucs.
Winslow's been their guy on 3rd down.
Freeman trying to get the signal to everyone. Pressure on. Freeman throws, and a good grab by Winslow down at the 15-yard line. He is the 3rd down receiver, and he had plenty of room there.
And hard to believe that, I mean, he's just going to break down the zone. Free release, no one gets a hand on him, and he's just going to go sit down. I mean, you got to reroute him, get a hand on him if you're Jarrett Johnson. Jarrett Johnson never touches him, never affects his route. And Kellen is way too clever. He'll slip right behind the linebackers in the zone, and he'll get it every time. 3rd down, you got to get a couple of guys on him.
He's caught a pass in 71 consecutive games. On 1st down, Blount. It's about 3. Give him 2 now, down to the 13-yard line. We talked about the Bucs. There was a little after the whistle pushing going on. We talked about the Bucs being effective scoring off of turnovers. The Ravens defense giving up points. They've only given up field goals, 6 field goals off of 15 giveaways this season. So they have been excellent in clamping down when they've turned the ball over.
How about the Bucs on defense? I mean, you mentioned how good they are after the turnover and the takeaway. They have now forced 22 turnovers on defense. They have taken the ball away 22 times.
And it was movement. Some confusion.
First charge timeout.
Timeout was called before the snap.
A 30-second timeout.
Bucs in scoring position. They trail the Ravens 3-0.
I don't know. It's I don't want to say it's chaos, but it's kind of like a bunch of hungry dogs just trying to get their piece of the meat off the bone, and it's working for us. I think that's kind of how Raheem likes it. He's kind of got that mentality himself. So that's how I'd best define our team.
There's the 14-year veteran who says he loves to come to work every day. The young guys are exciting him. The coach has been upbeat and positive, and the Bucs are 7-3. And right here on 2nd and 7 at the Ravens 13.
Let's see what they do to Winslow here.
Freeman takes time, throws deep, and incomplete. Little too high for Aurelius Ben. And who was there? Ed Reed was looking for the pick.
Remember last time we saw Kellen Winslow have the free release, and you can't mess up the timing. Well, right here he's got T. Suggs on him. And that's just enough now. That's just enough to affect the timing of the quarterback to the receiver. And Josh chose to go the other way to the rookie, Mike Williams.
Sammy Stroughter has come in. Winslow, half of his catches this season have been on 3rd down. Pressure. Freeman steps up and runs for it. Freeman slides at the 5-yard line. He's got a 1st down. How about that run by Josh Freeman?
Oh, what a job. Look, because I'm going to tell you, watch Suggs go around James Lee. He's got him sacked. Look at that get off. And Freeman somehow sees it, keeping his eyes down the field. He sees the part in the middle of the defense and takes off and gets a big 1st down. That's unbelievable for a young player to be able to have that pocket presence and get out and pick up the 1st down.
That's his 16th run on 3rd down this season. 13 have resulted in 1st down.
And Sam, what people don't realize with Josh Freeman, he's the 2nd best and most productive running quarterback in the NFL behind Mike Vick.
3 tight ends in. Off the fake. Freeman throws, and it's batted away. It was tipped. Intended for Mike Williams deep in the end zone. Josh Freeman's parents, Ron and Teresa, at the game.
I don't even know them, but I know they're good people by talking to Josh. I mean, we knew that from we talked to him last year as a rookie early in the season.
Watching their son have a terrific season and try to lead these Bucs into the end zone here on 2nd and goal. Blunt is stopped and pushed back after a short pickup. Great charge. Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Haloti Ngata, all involved in stopping LeGarrette Blunt. Now these are the Ravens defensively after turnovers. They have been tough. No touchdowns given up. Cadillac Williams in the backfield. 3 wide receivers.
Defensive coordinator there, Greg Madison. This crowd noise is an issue.
Everybody out. Freeman throws. And up for grabs, incomplete. Tried to get it to Kellen Winslow. Ed Reed was there to tip it.
You can't give Winslow a free release. They rough him up. That time it was Tavares Gooden. Now that's a good ball placement by Josh Freeman, throwing it up high into the back of the end zone. Really only your guy can get it. But the timing has been disrupted on the last 2 pass plays that Winslow is involved in, with guys roughing him up in the 5-yard chuck zone.
22-yard field goal attempt by Connor Barth. Out of the hold of Robert Malone. And Barth puts it through, and the Bucs have tied it, scoring 3 points off the turnover. But once again, the Ravens defense stiffens at the 5-yard line, and they give only 3 points. Hey, if you checked out the pregame show today, top 10 quarterbacks for Terry Bradshaw under 30 years of age. Josh Freeman's on that list at number 8. And at number 6, the Ravens, Joe Flacco. Number 1 was the man from San Diego, Phillip Rivers. Good list by Terry.
He certainly can't argue with it.
Oh boy, this Freeman, Flacco, outstanding. Freeman in his 2nd year, Flacco in his 3rd. Trying to lead their teams to the playoffs. For Joe Flacco, it would be the 3rd year in a row of making the playoffs.
And think about this. That's never been done with the Baltimore Ravens. 3 consecutive years in the postseason for this franchise. If they do it this year, Sam, it'll be the first time.
Cody Grimm suffered an ankle injury, and he will not return. The game tied at 3.
Rivers seems older than 30, though. I know he's under 30, but seems like that guy's been around a long time.
He has been around.
And it doesn't matter who they put at wide receiver, just plug and play. Phillips going to put up big yards.
Ravens wait for the kickoff from Connor Barth. David Reed backs up 4 yards in the end zone and brings it back out. Finds a little bit of room, fights his way up to the 24-yard line. Well, let's check out some of the quarterback play in the early games today around the NFL. Matt Schaub leading Houston to a win over Tennessee. Ben Roethlisberger in overtime. Pittsburgh won their game in Buffalo, and Eli Manning leading the Giants to a much-needed win over Jacksonville. You'll see the highlights of those games and a lot more on the Visa Halftime Report. And an injured Baltimore Raven. Looks like LeRon McClain, the fullback, is down.
Yeah, there he is, blocking Piscatelli, and that's really the same type of thing that happened to Cody Grimm. You got rolled up on from behind while you're engaged, trying to make a block. I mean, that's exactly what happened to Cody Grimm about 10 minutes ago.
McClain, one of those unsung players. I mean, all he does is go in there and block and be the power fullback in short yardage. And right now he's got a leg injury and being helped off the field. Can't put any weight on his left leg.
No, and this will stress them too, because he is a huge part of what their package is offensively.
McClain goes to the sideline. The Bucs come out with Savvy Piscatelli in at safety, replacing the injured Cody Grimm. The Ravens start from the 25. Flacco throws short out of the backfield. Willis McGahee, and he gets up to the 32-yard line. Pick up 7 on the play. Fox Sports is proud to support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where they're doing wonderful work every day to help kids battle cancer. Please join us in the fight and donate now at stjude.org/Fox Sports. On second down, McGahee gets up to the 34-yard line, and it looks like he's got enough for the first down.
You got to be impressed with Raheem and his football team of coming in here and believing, obviously at 3-3, but not coming in here and being intimidated. We talked about that early. I know Greg Olson and Raheem talked to their team about it during the week. Greg to the offense, of course Raheem to the rest of the team. They said, look, Baltimore's going to try to intimidate you. They're going to try to get in your face. Tampa's not having it.
Oh, they've hung in there with him. Flacco throwing, and he had a man wide open. It was dropped. A late close by Rondé Barber on Derek Mason. But it looked like that was a catchable ball.
Well, it was a catchable ball, but one thing about Joe Flacco is he's got such a big windup, and that ball takes a while to get there. That's a tough throw, which is going to give Rondé Barber an opportunity to break on the ball. Still should have been caught by Derek Mason. But Joe does have that big, long windup. We saw it earlier on the interception by Talib. It gives defenders an opportunity to make a break and get to the receiver before the ball gets there.
Flacco had thrown 210 consecutive passes at home without an interception before that last one. Here he's got Heap wide open. Todd Heap trying to outrun the defense, and he is in. Touchdown. "65 yards. Joe Flacco to Todd Heap, the tight end. Longest play of the season for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, here's Heap here. They're going to pull this guy and give the illusion of a run. And Todd Heap is just wide open right down the numbers. Clearly a busted coverage by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And anytime you see the defenders turning their head when they get to the end zone and looking back, as you just saw there from Barrett Ruud, someone busted a coverage for Tampa Bay.
5th touchdown reception for Todd Heap. Billy Cundiff for the extra point. Joe Flacco gets congratulations from the quarterback's coach, Jim Zorn. 52nd career touchdown passes for Joe Flacco.
Oh, boy, Heap, you just can't sleep on Todd Heap.
No.
You know, we've watched a lot of their games this year. And look at everybody's in tight. Here's the only deep safety, and Heap just runs right through the coverage. I think Barrett Ruud looked like he looked to the left as they pulled the left guard to suck Ruud, the middle linebacker, a couple steps to his left. That opened the lane up for Todd Heap to run right by him. So what they did is they pulled Benny Grubbs, the left guard, they pulled him to the right side, which gave the illusion of the power run. They were in a running set. Heap right up the numbers.
Does Cody Grimm not being out there play into that
Hard
at all?
to say based on that coverage, because I don't know what the coverage was. But you know, Cody's the strong safety. You see him a lot on tight ends. And we've also seen Rondé Barber play a lot on tight ends, so it'd probably be unfair to say without really knowing the coverage call.
Nevertheless, for the Baltimore Ravens, a big touchdown to give them a 10-3 lead. Ravens at 7-3. Pittsburgh won in overtime today. They're 8-3. And
Well,
those two teams meet next week.
And they've already got money in the bank. Baltimore, a win at Pittsburgh, a win at the Jets. 4 of their remaining 6 games, obviously including this one, are at home.
Cundiff's kick is short. Maybe some wind up there. Michael Spurlock on the return. Finds a lane. Gets outside. And he runs into the kicker, Billy Cundiff, at the 44-yard line. Good return by Spurlock. 36 yards for Joe Sacco. A franchise record 52nd touchdown pass. Who did he beat? Vinny Testaverde, who only played with the Ravens 2 seasons. 1 season in 1996, 33 touchdown passes. The 2nd season in 97, 18. And now Joe Flacco, in his 3rd year with the Ravens, has surpassed Vinny's mark.
Yeah, and I think Vinny started down in Tampa, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Started his career there in 1987. And pretty much finished it up here. I know he got off the couch and played a game for Carolina.
Cadillac Williams slips and goes down. He was bumped by Terrell Suggs, and it knocked him off balance, and he never regained that balance. Joe Flacco, well, long delivery or not, he got the ball to Heap. He has spread the ball around to his wide receivers.
The thing you got to love about Baltimore is they're not even playing their best football. And they're still clearly, I think, one of the teams in the AFC that people are looking at as a serious Super Bowl contender.
Loss of 3 on that last play. 3 wide receivers in. Freeman stepping up again to talk about the coverage. Blitz coming. And the pass outside incomplete, intended for Mike Williams. That'll bring up a 3rd and long.
I'm going to tell you, they have gotten good rush with their front 4, Baltimore, really since the start of the game. Freeman started the game 4 for 4, and then really since then, the pressure has gotten to him a little bit, and he's been more erratic, having to either get rid of the ball early or get rid of the ball late, depending on the rush. It's clearly been out of sync because of the pass rush for the Ravens.
Maurice Stovall in as a 3rd wide receiver. Motions toward the line. Blitz coming.
There it is again.
Jarrett Johnson after him, and he throws it away. Johnson and Suggs chasing him out of the pocket, and Freeman throws it away, and the Bucs unable to take advantage of a good starting field position at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, this defense has settled in, really, over the last couple of drives.
The Ravens defense, there's the heart and soul.
You know, it's funny.
Ray Lewis.
I asked Raheem, we were talking about Ray and talking about his quarterback. Raheem admitted he had a Ray Lewis jersey when he was in college.
That's right.
Don't tell anybody.
So did Josh Freeman. Good punt by Malone. No, actually it was high, but maybe a short one. There's a flag back at the 36-yard line. Trying to angle it out of bounds, but didn't get good depth on it.
Holding number 41 of the kicking team. That 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. 1st down, Baltimore.
So with a kick that didn't get all that much depth, they get a penalty added on as well.
There's Corey Lynch, 41, and just wraps up Jones, puts his arms around him and throws him to the ground.
Josh Freeman against the blitz.
Oh, he's been good all year, but
Yeah.
today, and it's not just the sack, and everybody looks at the sack number. They have certainly disrupted him with the pass rush and by sending pressure here in this game.
With a 23-yard punt and then a 10-yard penalty, the Ravens start from the 45. Ray Rice out of the backfield picks up 8 into Bucs territory. Ravens have all 3 of their timeouts with a 10-3 lead and a chance to add to it here. Bucs want to stay close. They've been a good second-half team. Michael Bennett, number 71, in a defensive end.
If they keep Sam giving this, Flacco's just going to take it.
He throws, and they wrestle for the ball. And who's going to come up with the ball? It's Derek Mason battling Aqib Talib. They wrestled for that ball all the way to the ground, and they rule it a catch for Derek Mason.
Now, I'm not so sure Talib didn't have a piece of that, and Mason just ripped it away from him. Was not going to be denied. That was not good ball location from Joe Flacco on the throw.
Blitz coming. Everybody out. Flacco lofts it to the sideline, incomplete. Talib and Mason again were involved down the sideline.
And if Talib, it looks like he's matching Derek Mason. If they're going to give this big cushion, there's no doubt Flacco's going to take it. Watch. You'll see the stem. He's going to press it upfield. Not a great throw. Talib. Yeah, Mason just wasn't going to be denied. Took it back. Targeted 10 times here in the first half of this game, and he's being matched by Tampa's best corner and Aqib Talib.
5 catches.
See if they take it over the top now.
3 wide receivers in. They go short. Down to the 35-yard line. It's Mason again. They'll give him forward progress to the 34. And a timeout is called by the Ravens.
Yeah, and you see Talib with the off coverage has gotten bit a couple of times. This time he's going to get up tight. That's why I wondered if they were going to go over the top. They don't. Mason gets him going upfield. Little savvy push off. It's the catch for a 6 or 7 yard gain.
Visa halftime report coming up next. Stay with us as Kurt, Terry, Jimmy, Howie, and Michael will bring you highlights, scores around the league. Leslie Frazier and the Minnesota Vikings get a win.
They right the ship. Have you seen that ship up at Winter Park?
Man, it was rocking. It was rocking.
Whoa.
And the look at the Green Bay Atlanta matchup today. Wasn't that some game? Working out of the shotgun on 3rd down.
Bolden in the slot.
Here comes the late blitz. He puts it up for Hutchinson. Incomplete. Flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be against Myron Lewis. Interference. And the Ravens will have the ball down around the 10-yard line.
Myron Lewis was in great
Pass
position.
interference, number 23, defense, automatic, 1st down.
He must not have ever looked to find the football. Let's see, you can see him, he's running here. Let's see where his eyes are. He's turned, he's looking, he's got his arms down trying to armbar, but he wasn't successful with the armbar. You tell me where he held the arm down. He's going to turn, he's going to find the ball.
I think
he's
right
trying
there.
to armbar, but he's not successful with the armbar. That's pretty good coverage, Sam.
I disagree. I think that's a good call. He prevented him from having a chance to catch that ball.
His position prevented him an opportunity to catch that ball. It was great coverage.
Empty backfield. Flacco throws. Touchdown, Mason. And Joe Flacco and Derek Mason have put their differences aside, and they have hooked up 7 times in the first half. And that one for a touchdown.
And this passing game has gotten synced up. We've seen Flacco make the good decisions, quick decisions. He's got the timing, has found his accuracy. And when the passing game's in sync and things are coming out on time and quarterbacks are throwing to landmarks, and I think Joe was that time right at the goalpost on the skinny post. Found Mace for the touchdown.
Billy Cundiff extra point. And the Ravens have now opened up a 17-3 lead. There's a flag on the play. I believe the Bucs were offside. And that'll be
Turn the
tacked
try
on.
offsides, number 20 of the defense. The try is good. The 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
It's now a 14-point lead. Raheem Barr is
He's
very
mad about
upset.
the pass interference, I'm
Okay.
telling you. All right, here he is. He's going to just go here to the post. See Sean Jones. Look at that. That is perfect. I mean, you see the linebacker, Quincy Black, and you see Sean Jones behind him. They had one underneath, one behind, and the savviness, the experience. Look at Mason cut right between him and split it perfectly. Great throw from Joe Flacco right in the throwing lane, throwing to the landmark of the goalpost. That's exactly how you draw it up. That was perfect.
Big day for Derek Mason. He now has 4 touchdown passes. Raheem Morris continues to vent to the officials over that pass interference call, with the Ravens taking advantage. A lot of things went wrong for Tampa Bay. The punt wasn't very good. They got a 10-yard penalty, gave the Ravens good field position, and they took advantage of it, got the break on the pass interference call and made the most of it.
And now you've got to wonder how they respond. Sam, a young football team in a tough venue. It's cold. It's loud. They've lost a couple of key players to injury. Very intrigued how they're going to respond here for the rest of this game.
Cundiff line drive kick that won't be returned. A touchback. 31 for the season for Billy Cundiff, 2nd of the game. Tonight, it's never too late to give thanks for animation nomination with an all-new Simpsons, an all-new Cleveland Thanksgiving, a fist-pumping Family Guy, plus an all-new American Dad that has all the trimmings. It all starts at 8, 7 Central tonight on Fox. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. Looks like the Bucs will just let the clock run out as Josh Freeman takes a knee. The Ravens with Joe Flacco throwing 2 touchdown passes, one to Todd Heap. Raheem Morris, he has gone right after the officials.
Oh, he's still, I'm telling you, agitated by that pass interference call on Myron Lewis. And that set him right into position down by the goal line to throw the touchdown to Mason on the short route.
Won't change anything. He's trying to show the officials, but nevertheless, the Baltimore Ravens with tremendous defense in the first half, taking advantage of field position, lead 17-3 at halftime. Back in Baltimore on a holiday weekend night where the Baltimore Ravens have a 17-3 lead on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, getting set for the start of the second half. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Jamie Maggio. Okay, the young Bucs are down by 2 touchdowns. What can they do to turn things around?
Well, I think we could see some things unconventional from Tampa. You know, some trick plays, some gadgets. What I'd like to see from their offense, Josh Freeman started 4 for 4. Since then, he's been 4 of 15. So Baltimore has really settled in. I'd like to see him do what Atlanta did a couple of weeks ago. Go 4 wides and just start throwing the ball. Let Josh Freeman get it out quick.
And you can follow your favorite team all season long by going to iTunes.com/NFL. Looks like Raheem Morris has calmed down a little bit. He was really heated heading off the field. The Ravens get the ball to start the second half.
And they've been outstanding in the third quarter when you look at Baltimore. And we talked about this being a big test for Tampa coming in. This third quarter is going to be the biggest test of the year for him.
David Reed, 1 yard deep. And he runs into a couple of Bucs and is down at the 20-yard line. Now let's get an update for what's going down on the field. We go to Jamie Maggio. Jamie.
Sam, thank you. Heading into the half, Coach Harbaugh commented on Joe Flacco's patience in the pocket. He said that's why he got those 2 sacks. He also said with LeRon McClain down, they'll be looking to a 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver set. As for Coach Morris, very heated going into the half after that pass interference call. He said quite simply, there's a lot of game left to play. And if we do what we're taught to do, we're going to be okay. We'll send it back up to you.
Thanks, Jamie. Ravens start from the 19. Ray Rice in the backfield. Quick outside. First catch for Anquan Bolden in the game. We kind of forgot about him. Hushmanzada had a catch early. Mason has been the key receiver. But Anquan Bolden with the short reception. First half statistics. And you see the passing yards piling up for Baltimore, especially that 65-yarder to Todd Heap.
Well, interesting that both of Baltimore's touchdowns came when Cody Grimm was injured and out of the football game for Tampa Bay defensively. Something to keep our eye on. You just saw Sabby Piscatelli, who is a good player with starting experience, made a nice tackle there, but Cody Grimm seems to show up all the time in the right spot.
Late handoff to Ray Rice, and Rice takes it up to the 28-yard line. Cody Grimm suffered a broken ankle and a tough injury as he was rolled over in a freak collision, really, where the receiver and Aqib Talib, who had intercepted the pass, was brought down. They rolled over on the ankle, and Sabby Piscatelli has replaced him at safety. The fullback for Baltimore, LeRon McClain, is out with an ankle sprain, and the ball came out. Michael Orr gets up limping for Baltimore, and they're short of the first down. So it's 3 and out for the Ravens, and right here, that's a key injury. Come on,
Michael there, 74, down. And that's, you know what? Joe Flacco from behind, right into the right leg of Michael Orr. You can see his whole body contorted up over his knee. That's never good to look at, and that's 3 times we've seen in this game. You saw it happen to Cody Grimm earlier. We saw LeRon McClain, same thing, engage with somebody, gets rolled up from behind, and here you see it with Joe Flacco All three very similar in how these guys were injured here tonight.
Michael Orr was pointing to his knee. John Harbaugh told Orr he just wanted him to get down, sit down, as he was trying to get off the field, limp off the field. And now Michael Orr up and limping noticeably, going off under his own power. That would be a big loss on the offensive line for the Baltimore Ravens. Michael Spurlock is back deep, third punt of the game for Sam Cook. And that's a good defensive series for the Bucs to start the second half. Good punt. Spurlock from the 26. Started one way, goes the other, and trying to turn the corner, and the Ravens got him. And he's taken out of bounds. Jalen Parmalee, the man down to take him out. The medical staff checks out the left tackle, Michael Orr. The Ravens have a 17-3 lead. Beautiful night in Baltimore, and the Ravens are enjoying it. Bucs start from the 32. Jeremy Zuta, the right guard. This is LeGarrette Blount, broke a tackle, broke another. Good run by Blount, still going. LeGarrette Blount with a 16-yard run up to the 48-yard line. He just kept the legs moving. There is Michael Orr limping to the locker room for the Baltimore Ravens, and that's not a good sign.
I'll tell you, not a lot of guys run through tackles from Ray Lewis. Watch this, LeGarrette Blount. Here's Ray running the alley, perfect. Oh, one missed tackle, two missed tackles. There's the third guy who he takes for another 7 yards. So a couple of missed tackles by quality tacklers, and then Blount adds another 7 or 8 onto it. Big time run.
Three tight ends, movement on the line, false start against the Bucs.
Start, number 88, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's one of those tight ends, John Gilmore. Gilmore, Purvis, and Winslow, the tight ends, in their 3 tight end personnel package.
And they can't do that. Young team on the road playing a little bit sloppy. That's 7 penalties for Tampa Bay in this game. They came into the game as one of the better teams in terms of the fouls.
And those numbers on Blount before he ran for 16 yards on that 10th carry. 2 tight ends now, and it's Blount. Wanted to cut it back, and he's upended. Good tackle by Kelly Gregg. He got his legs down low, and a good tackle prevented him picking up much on the play.
You were all over it. It was Kelly Gregg, and when you force backs like LeGarrette Blount that are 250 pounds, Sam, and you play good at the point of attack like Kelly Gregg did, and you take away the running lane or the running hole that he's trying to go to, and then the big back's got to go sideways, most of the time the other 10 defenders are going to catch up to him. That's what happened on that play.
Cadillac Williams in the backfield. It's 2nd and 13. Paul Kruger in at defensive end for the Ravens. Williams bounces it outside. Good run, then he gets hit hard. Big collision on the play. DeJuan Landry, and Landry is still down. And he's shaken.
That was a body rocking hit. DeJuan Landry is a big dude playing safety. Great vision by Carnell Williams. Now watch this head knocker. Pow! Holy cow. Look at the vision by Cadillac. Reads that Kruger gets stuck down inside, cuts around to the outside. That was a vicious shot.
We've had some injuries in this game. Right now it's DeJuan Landry down for the Ravens. DeJuan Landry on the bench talking with a doctor, but he walked off under his own power. And replaced by Nakamura, a rookie Nakamura at safety. This is 3rd and 2 for the Bucs. Big play here early in the second half. Sammy Strotter in, 3rd wide receiver. Freeman rolls, looking, short pass for Cadillac Williams, incomplete. Tavares Gooden was covering on the play. Pressure from Corey Redding chasing Josh Freeman.
Sam, you talked to DeJuan Landry, and it was great news that he got up and walked off the field after that big shot on Carnell Cadillac Williams. But think of the mentality of the NFL player, and you saw how reckless he was and really throwing his whole body into that hit. This is a guy that just as recently as last year, had a major neck injury and a spinal cord injury. And the mentality is, Sam, when the opportunity presents itself, throw your heart in there again. It's pretty amazing.
Robert Malone's punt. Ed Reed waves for a fair catch, juggles, and falls on top of it at the 6-yard line. So now the field position edge, which favored the Ravens in the first half, favoring the Bucs here early in the second. Ed Reed, usually very sure-handed, but he was able to cover up. Fox Wednesday, Human Target is all new in the business of protection. They're the best team money can buy. See why critics rave it's the everything an action show should be. Don't miss an all-new episode of Human Target Wednesday at 8/7 Central on Fox. Joe Flacco's Human Target was the man you saw there. Derek Mason with his 8th catch.
Yeah, they
breaks
got
a tackle. And he's out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Here's his night as the Human Target. Targeted 11 times in the first half. And look at the off coverage. You're going to give Mason off coverage. He is way too clever. He is going to chew it up and make it look easy. Little stop route, picks up an extra 5. Here's the off coverage with the cushion. Talib in the bail, giving him the free access release. And then he's going to catch a curl right here in the hole. And then here's the skinny post for a touchdown from Joe Flacco. You got to get up in his face and start challenging Derek Mason, or he's just going to crush that off coverage.
Play fake by Flacco. He's being rushed, and they grab him and bring him down. The sack by Sean Jones, the safety. 3rd sack of the game for the Bucs. And Flacco wanted to go deep.
He went right by Ray Rice. And Ray Rice knows, look, Sean Jones creeps up. He's coming on the blitz. Ray Rice goes to block him and just gives him the one-timer. That's not going to do it. He's able to hang on to the jersey of Joe Flacco and get the sack. Anytime you see Sean Jones creep up into that combat zone, creep up into the running box, typically, Sam, he's coming on a blitz.
O'Neal Cousins, number 64, is the left tackle, replacing the injured Michael Orr, who's out with a sprained knee. Ray Rice carrying, short pickup. Let's check out what's happening in Chicago. Here's Kurt Menefee.
As Jimmy Johnson would say, Jay Cutler having a special day. 4 touchdown passes for Cutler. That one to the tight end Greg Olsen makes it a 28-13 lead in that matchup of division leaders over the Eagles. Sam and Tim.
Thanks, Kurt. The Bears trying to prove they're for real. Green Bay lost today in Atlanta. Bears looking for sole possession of first place in the NFC North. We'll see the Bears next week in Detroit. Looking forward to that. Right here, it's 3rd and long.
Nobody's on Bolden in the slot.
Pressure on Flacco. He throws it at the feet of Ray Rice. He was about to get creamed. Piscatelli and Styles G. White were there. Piscatelli coming on the safety blitz. Here's Styles G. White with pressure, and Savvy Piscatelli, who's in for the injured Cody Grimm.
And that's a good example of what they just ran there, of how Raheem Morris has changed up the pressure package. I mean, that was a full-blown zone blitz, which means you're running a blitz, you're playing zone behind it, you give an illusion to the offensive line, you force their protection one way and you go the other.
Sam Cook with a punt, and it's a good one. Michael Spurlock backs up to his 30. Looking for some room. Gets outside and gets knocked down at around the 40-yard line. A flag is down.
He's staying warm.
Ravens with a lead. And we got to check out the flag. We wanted to go to commercial, but we bring it back.
Number 57 of the return team, 10-yard penalty, timeout.
All right, there's the Ravens staying warm. The penalty on Adam Hayward. Ravens have the lead. You can look, it's okay. DeJuan Landry, the safety on the sideline, a possible concussion. He is out for the remainder of the game. Haruki Nakamura remains in at safety. The Bucs start from the 28-yard line. Off the play fake, Freeman has time. Nobody open. Now he finds the tight end, John Gilmore. Gilmore with a good move. Gilmore turns it into a big gainer as he is down to the 41-yard line of the Ravens. John Gilmore, not noted as a great pass receiver, just a big body, good blocker, comes up with a 30-yard pickup.
He's just going to go right to the sideline. You're going to watch Jared Johnson. He peels back inside, and this is just Freeman extending the play. And then you do not expect Gilmore in the open field to break a tackle like that and pick up a bunch of extra yards. I'll tell you, though, if I'm Tampa, enough of the fullback. Start spreading them out. Throw the football if you're Josh Freeman.
That was only the 7th catch of the season for John Gilmore. The carry for a couple of yards by LeGarrette Blount.
And I appreciate Greg saying, look, we're not going to let the Ravens' reputation intimidate us from running the football. And there's a bunch of time left in this game. But I know from watching the Ravens this year, Sam, they've had problems. You look at the Buffalo Bills, you look at the Atlanta Falcons over the last month. When teams spread them out, play a little sugar huddle, some up-tempo stuff, it challenges them on defense. We haven't seen any of it really from the Bucs in this game, and I know they're quite capable of running it.
Paul Kruger in at defensive end for the Ravens. Freeman, pump fake, throws, incomplete. Intended for Sammy Stroughter.
And he is wide open. Little double move. He's going to come here and then hit right to the middle. You see the quick pump. He is open, and the ball is just led too far in front of him. You see, there's a good example of how quarterbacks throw to landmarks and how receivers try to get to landmarks. They were using the seam that time in the middle of the field, the hash mark, Sam, as a landmark. A little out of sync.
3rd and 6. And the crowd rises to its feet. 6 defensive backs in.
Here's some
the
spread.
Ravens.
Here's some spread we're looking for.
And Josh Freeman calls timeout. The play clock was winding down. Freeman had gone up to the line, pointed out coverages, then came back and called timeout. Well, there's your defensive coordinator. And you start your defense with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, 2 Hall of Famers, and he's got some pretty good players up front. He said he doesn't even want to get on these guys. It's hard to, Sam, when they make a mistake because they're so well schooled, they know immediately what broke down.
Big 3rd down play for the Bucs. Freeman steps up, throws short but low and incomplete. Try to get it to Kellen Winslow. Josh Freeman is now 5 for his last 19.
Yeah, but let me tell you what they've done to Winslow is they've started to rough him up. They started to get 2 hands on him, and that time it was Ken Hamlin, and they're not giving him a free release. We saw earlier in the game when no one touched him coming off the line, and they call that rerouting the tight end, getting him off his route, messing up the timing with the quarterback. And that time Kenny Hamlin was all over Kellen Winslow and not allowing him to get off the line of scrimmage and get into the route on time.
7th punt of the game for Robert Malone. Wants to punt it short. Does. Ed Reed, fair catch at the 13-yard line. The Bucs playing the field position game here, satisfied to pin the Baltimore Ravens deep in their own territory. Well, this Thanksgiving weekend, join the NFL in its commitment to making the next generation of youth and families the most active and healthy. Join the movement and pledge to play 60 at NFLRush.com.
You know, we were talking about that the other day. Play for an hour? Couldn't even stay in the house for an hour growing up. No, it's great that the league is putting time into that and a commitment. Seems like it's working.
Ray Rice getting outside. Good run on 1st down. Picked up 9 on the play. Savvy Piscatelli on the tackle.
I just told the fellas standing up here, Emmett and Gary and some of the guys working up here with us, I said, watch Ray Rice. He's getting ready to make a house call.
Yeah?
I'm telling you, just watching the tape, and I know that, you know, he was nicked earlier in the year, but he is so close to a breakout game.
11 carries, 37 yards. Hushman's out of motions, and Rice carries. And he's got enough for the 1st down up to the 24-yard line. Baltimore Ravens defense has been outstanding in this game, shutting down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they've had just enough offense to produce 2 touchdowns. The long play to Todd Heap, 65 yards. The pass interference penalty that helped set up the pass to Derek Mason for a 10-yard touchdown. O'Neal Cousins still in at left tackle, replacing the injured Michael Orr. Flacco with a screen pass to Rice, couple of blockers. Rice cutting in, here he goes, here's the race. Ray Rice takes it to the house. He got a big block from TJ Hushmanzada that helped spring him loose. There's a flag on the play. It wipes out a 76-yard touchdown pass play.
I think Marshall Yonda may have jumped off early, but it looks like it's, did they call a hold here?
Holding.
Yeah.
And the celebration is short-lived, but there was that big play to Ray Rice.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh quietly, less demonstrative than Raheem Morris, but quietly letting the official know what he thought of that call.
Who did Carl Jeffers call the hold on? He called it on 81 on Anquan Bolden. Let's watch right here on Savvy Piscatelli. There he is. There he is. Where? No, he never grabbed him. He saw him reach out to grab him. He saw the flag come in. That's a bad call.
Short pickup for Willis McGahee on first down on the 1st and 15. So suddenly the crowd, which was elated and celebrating, is quieted down. All right, take another look. Anquan Bolden.
Yeah, he's irritated. Here's Bolden here. You're going to watch him on Piscatelli, and he's going to stay with him and try to hit him here. Now he knows the screen's coming. Now he's going to peel back. He thinks about grabbing him, but doesn't. And Savvy Piscatelli missed the tackle, reached up, waved his hands, and got the call.
Out of the shotgun, Flacco completes to Bolden with some room to run. Bolden, outstanding after the catch, one of the best in the NFL, takes it up to the 45-yard line. And a first down, 23-yard pickup. So the Ravens just pick up where they left off here.
You know, I'm still not sure when you look at this team and you look at Coach Harbaugh that they really know what they are, Sam, offensively. I still wonder about their identity.
Screen pass to McGahee by himself, and he picks it up to the 29-yard line. Let's check in on the Rams and the Broncos in Denver. Here's Kurt Menefee.
And the Rams looking awfully good. This is Kenneth Darby with a little 1-yard touchdown run after a Denver turnover. 26 unanswered points by the Rams. They lead it by 20. Sam and Tim.
Rams on the road.
Issues in Denver.
Yes.
They had a rough week.
Glad you're with us for the NFL on Fox. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Jamie Maggio here in Baltimore. Ravens with a 2nd and 7. Todd Heap lines up in the backfield to block. Flacco gets hit just as he released. Big hit by Styles G. White.
When you can get pressure and a hit on a quarterback on time versus 7-man protection, there's 3 guys in the route.
Michael Bennett now comes in for the Bucs on the defensive line. It's a 3rd and 7 for the Ravens. They are 3 for 9 on 3rd down conversions in the game. Everybody out. Flacco throws. It's incomplete. Todd Heap wanted a pass interference call. The crowd wanted it.
And he probably should have got it.
And no flag on the play.
Barrett Ruud clearly prevents him from getting back to the football. You're going to see Heap here. He wants to come back in. Watch Barrett Ruud. Barrett Ruud just right in his face, sticks an arm out. The ball is in the air. He restricts him from getting back to it.
Yep.
There's no question that's pass interference.
Yep.
And missed.
Not called. Sam Cook punts it away. Good high kick Michael Spurlock lets it bounce, takes a Ravens bounce, and they down it inside the 10.
How good is Sam Cook?
Very good.
Oh.
Leads the league with punts down inside the 20. That was a 43-yard punt, no return. Next week, NFL on Fox. Big doubleheader. It all begins with the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1 pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Falcons and Bucs, Cowboys and Colts. Then America's Game of the Week for the Falcons and Bucs and the Cowboys and Colts. Early game, Saints and Bengals. Redskins in action. Great schedule on the NFL on Fox next week.
Sammy, the Stay Tuned League. You never know from week to week in this crazy league. It's great.
Freeman in trouble. And he throws it away again. And Ravens, he was out of the pocket, so no grounding, but he was throwing that ball away.
Sam, he's been under pressure all day long. Really, since the second drive on, he has been out of sync in the passing game because of the pressure in his face from the Baltimore Ravens front. And how many times have we seen him peel to the right side, get out of the pocket, and have to throw it away?
Yeah, he's 5 for his last 20. As the Ravens have put him under extreme pressure. Winslow splits out wide right. And LeGarrette Blount with a carry up to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. And gives the Bucs a little bit of breathing room.
And the reason I'm talking, if you're Josh Freeman, who was great at K-State out of the spread, running the no huddle, that's why he's been so good in the fourth quarter of games. If you spread out this Ravens defense, you're going to eliminate a lot of the stuff they can do with their pressure. They have to show their hand if you spread it out. The more you keep players near the football, the more the Ravens will keep their guys near the football, and all their variations of pressure are open.
On third down, more pressures. He shovels it up. It's intercepted. Intercepted by the Ravens. He tried the shovel pass to Cadillac Williams, who wasn't ready for it.
See if Corey Redding was able to hang on to this. Looked like he had caught it and possessed it before he went to the ground and it popped out.
The initial call was interception. Let's see here.
Yeah, that's a young player's mistake right there, and Josh Freeman.
The ruling on the field is that the pass was intercepted. Holding number 76 on the offense. That penalty's declined. First down, Baltimore.
Sam, I am not sure he had possession of this football long enough. It's just like a regular catch for offense. You got to finish the process, and he and Ray Lewis are going to fight for it. Watch right here. Corey Redding looks like he's got it. Now Ray's going to want to get a piece of it. Now they're both going at it, and the ball comes out. I'm not sure they're going to give it to Corey Redding, finishing the process of the catch on the interception.
Definitely should be challenged by Raheem Morris.
The ruling on the field that the pass was intercepted. We'll review the play.
We are late third quarter. The Ravens have a 17-3 lead. We're going to our command center where Mike Pereira is standing by. Mike, what do you see? What do you think on that play?
Well, I'll tell you what, although my streak has been broken already today, I think this one is incomplete because I don't think he had control of it for any length of time. The two guys actually knocked it away from each other. So I think you got to look at that. Tim is absolutely right. Absolutely right when he said this is just the same as completing a catch.
All right,
You've
Mike,
got to have it long enough to be considered a catch. And here you can see the ball bouncing around, rolling out. To me, that's an incomplete pass. Point to make here. In replay, they want to rule it the same way you want it ruled on the field in real time.
Yes.
Does he have control long enough? And that's the consistency they're trying to get in replay with ruling on the field. Let's look at it in real time. Let's see if he had it long enough. In my opinion, I don't think he has it long enough. And again, what you want to look here, you would see here, it looks like he's going to get potentially possession there for a second, but then it pops right out from underneath him. So, you know, I think Sam, I think this one's going to really go to incomplete, no control.
All right, thanks, Mike. Excellent explanation on your part. Corey Redding, who looked like he had it, then was bumped by Ray Lewis, his own man, and the ball just fell out of his hands and to the ground.
And I think the point to be made, and what Mike Pereira was talking about there, is the real time, is in real speed, not in slow motion. And I think what Mike's saying is you got the officials that are calling it in real speed, what they see with their eye. And then when you see that, and then you go back under the booth and it's super slow-mo and it's high def and it's slow here and it's slow there, and it tells the viewer at home, wow, that's obvious. Well, when it's called at real speed, it's not so obvious. And I think what the officials like to do, and I think rightly so, is go look at it at real speed, how they called it in real speed, and see if they match up.
And that's what Mike was saying. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Tim, you can almost make anything look like a catch when you run it really slow, and you can make anything look like control when you run it really slow. And that's why I think you have to look at it at real time. You know, you get lulled into looking at it in slow motion, but, you know, hopefully under the hood they take a look at this right off the bat in real time and say, hey, even the book says you have to have a control for an element of time. And here, really, he did not.
Thanks again, Mike. Good points on your part. We continue to wait for Carl Jeffers.
How about the sharp-dressed man back in the studio? Look at Pereira.
Mike looks great. You know, that little Hollywood touch on his part, I think, has got it going. Corey Redding, alert defensive play. Obviously, there was a desperation play on the part of Josh Freeman as he was about to be sacked by Terrell Suggs.
Out of the pocket, throw it away. There was a bunch of purple jerseys right in front of him. That was a young QB mistake by Josh Freeman.
And Carl Jeffers has spent some time here. Looks like he's about to come out with his decision.
And at this spot of the field, what a huge play.
After review, the defender never had possession of the ball. It is an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down. Tampa Bay will not be charged with a timeout. Please reset the game clock to 2:19, 2:19.
Mike, solid explanation on your part. And again, as Carl Jeffers backed it up, saying he never had possession. Is there Go ahead, Mike.
Key, Sam, to me is, again, you want to look at this thing in real time, and in real time, I think everybody would agree that they did not maintain possession long enough or did not maintain control long enough to be considered an interception.
Thanks, Mike. Always great to have Mike Pereira's input. Solid explanations on his part. Pass incomplete. And the Bucs forced to punt, and now the Ravens looking at good field position. Malone, good high punt. Ladarius Webb backs up. That was an outstanding punt by Malone, backing Webb up to the 28-yard line. 65-yard punt. This is one our Emmett McGuire loves. The world's most watched soccer league is the Barclays Premier League. You can find it on Fox Soccer Channel. Next weekend, the Young Gunners of Arsenal face Team USA star Clint Dempsey and Fulham live in HD only on Fox Soccer. 3 wide receivers for the Ravens. That was a season-long punt by Robert Malone. Willis McGahee at running back. O'Neal Cousins, the left tackle. This is McGahee with a blocker. And he gets up to the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. And the word from Jamie Maggio down along the sidelines is that Michael Orr will not return. Suffered a sprained knee as he was rolled over on the play.
He's made a real nice transition over to left tackle. I'll tell you, John Matsko, the offensive line coach, has had to work with a mash unit this year. Jared Gaither from the start. I know O'Neal Cousins, who's out there now, was having issues in terms of his health over the summer. They've lost Chris Chester for the last couple of games.
Cousins doing a good job replacing Orr. Here's Flacco completing it to Todd Heap. Heap always hears the chant from the crowd. He gets up to the 44-yard line, a 1st down. It's been a good game for Todd Heap. That was a 14-yard pickup earlier. If you joined us late, 65-yard touchdown pass from Flacco to Heath.
He's got him beat. Look at Geno Hayes lines up outside. Sean Jones lines up in the inside and then jumps to the outside, and Heath just beats him right across his face.
Ray Rice in the backfield now for the Ravens with 3 wide receivers. Bolden steps back, takes the pass, and a great tackle on the play by Aqib Talib. Talib coming to this side against Anquan Bolden, and he stepped up in a hurry, made a good play.
No, he is super skilled. I remember when he got here out of Kansas, and Bruce Allen and Gruden drafted him in the first round, and they talked about his ball skills. And then last year, as he started to really get into it, the guy's got now 15 interceptions in not even 3 years of football. And I asked Rondé Barber about him. He said he's the best corner in terms of skill sets that I've ever played with. And Rondé, been around a long time, played with some quality corners. That's a big statement talking about Talib.
2nd and 11. Flacco waiting, nobody open. They've got him, and down he goes. Gerald McCoy with his 2nd sack of the game. It's the 4th sack of the game for the Bucs, who had 6 last week. So they have picked up their pass rush, and McCoy is really coming on.
Yeah, and he just continuing to fight. He's going to line up here and just watch him battle with Tony Mull in there, and then is able just to use his big hands and disengage off a Mull, fall back to the inside, get sack number 2. It's great seeing him. Great seeing him show up the last couple of games.
End of the 3rd quarter in Baltimore. The Ravens have shut down Josh Freeman. They lead 17-3. Good time in Baltimore as we start the 4th quarter. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Jamie Maggio. Ravens with a 3rd and 16. Todd Heath lines up in the backfield. Now everybody out. Flacco goes short to Ray Rice. Nice grab, but he winds up short of the 1st down up at the 46-yard line. Check out these statistics through 3 quarters. Not much running in this game for either side. Baltimore, Joe Flacco, the day belongs to him. 22 of 32, 275 yards now, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception.
And of course, Baltimore had the big screen play to Ray Rice that went a long way for a touchdown called back on an Anquan Bolden hold. But if you're Tampa, you're fired up. You survived the 3rd quarter where Baltimore has been outstanding all year.
Sam Cook, good high kick. Spurlock lets it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. 53-yard punt. It nets 33. Beautiful night in Baltimore. Good football here. Back in Baltimore, where the Ravens are 4-0 at home. They've won 13 of their last 14 games against NFC opponents. The Bucs start from the 20-yard line, down by 14. They've been a good 4th quarter team. Pressure on Freeman, looking downfield, trying to find somebody. Now he runs, and a good pickup with the run up to the 32-yard line. Gain of 12. Take a look at the race for the playoffs in the NFC. The Bucs are right in the thick of things at 7-3. Chicago is leading Philadelphia. Atlanta won today. They have the best record in the NFL. And you see the teams, Giants came up with a big win. Green Bay lost today. So you see how important this game is for Tampa Bay. They feel if they can get to 10 wins, they'll get in.
How about Atlanta now at 9-2 and pretty much now just wanting to hold serve?
That's a good team. Freeman dumps it off. Cadillac Williams gets up to the 39, close to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. This is a team that's been good in 4th quarters and good in comebacks.
If I'm Josh Freeman and if I'm Greg Olsen and the Tampa Bay Bucs, your defense playing pretty good here in the 2nd half. Let's get into some hurry up. Let's get into some sugar huddle. That's where Freeman is at his best. It's going to force a lot of generic coverages defensively from the Ravens. It's going to force them into a lot of what we call cover 2, too high. And there's only been 10 completions by Josh Freeman so far in this football game. I'm telling you, I'd prefer that they spread it out and have him get to the fast pass.
They try to run, and they don't get anywhere. Maybe up to the line of scrimmage, going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Terrence Cody, the rookie Out of Alabama, the big rookie, number 62, made the stop.
Yeah, Mount Cody, who played real good a couple of weeks ago and then kind of got it handed to him in that football game against Carolina. Some big runs against them. But look at the leading receivers here today for Tampa. Mike Williams got 1 catch for 9 yards, and I'm going to tell you why. They're all the long time developing passes. Get Freeman in the shotgun, get it out quick.
There's 3rd and 2. Here comes the rush. He lets it go deep for Spurlock. It's off his hand. Incomplete. He was covered by Ladarius Webb down the sideline. There was pressure from the outside on Josh Freeman.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Freeman is going to be aggressive and he's going to take shots, but at 3rd and 3 at this point of the field, get it out quick to the open receiver. And I mean, he was covered like a blanket down the sideline, and Josh still put it up to him, trying to hit the big one down the sideline.
You see the numbers on 3rd down for the Bucs.
We've seen him do that twice today on 3rd and short, try to take the big shot over the top.
9th punt of the game for Robert Malone. Darius Webb is deep. The punt toward the sideline. Webb waves everybody away, takes a Ravens bounce out of bounds, and they'll have the ball at around the 25-yard line. Don't forget, after today's game, it's the OT, the best post-game show there is. You want to stay tuned for that. Ravens offense focusing on the passing game, but also short passing and running after the catch.
In particular, the Heat touchdown, which was short underneath, and then he took it a long ways to the end zone.
Ray Rice, that's a couple of yards on 1st down.
And I said it earlier, I'm not so sure that Baltimore knows what their identity is at this point of the season. And we were here last year about this point when they hammered the Lions, and I think it was the same thing. When you look at Cam Cameron, it's kind of a classic conflict. The guy is out of the passing tree and all that stuff and throwing the ball and the route tree, and you got the 1st round pick in Flacco, and you got all these weapons that have had great numbers in the pro game. But you also know that Baltimore wants to be physical and they want to run it. Of course, you want to do a little bit of everything, but
Roy Miller jumped across. He claims he was drawn across by movement from the right guard, Tony Mall.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90, defense. His movement into the neutral zone caused a reaction by the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's the Bucs' 9th penalty of the game. Way too many.
Yeah, they've been sloppy today. But Cam Cameron, look, he knows that the cold weather's coming. He knows that you want to do a little bit of everything. You got to be able to run it, pass it. If you can run it, you can play action, you can throw it. 4-minute drives at the end to chew clock and eat clock and win games with the run game. But it's going to get cold. It's going to get wet, and you're going to need to run the football in a big game sooner or later.
You're right about that, but when you have the weapons like those 3 wideouts, plus Todd Heap, plus Ray Rice, who can catch it and run, boy, it's tough to get away from the passing game. Rice carrying, and he's got a 1st down. Let's go back to Denver. The Kansas City game. Kurt.
It's Kansas City and Seattle, and it's the Dwayne Bowe Show. 3rd touchdown of the day. He's got a league-leading 14 on the season. Chiefs up big in Seattle. Sam and Tim.
Sorry, Kurt, I got all confused. Kansas City looking for their 7th win of the season. That would be huge in the race for the division title in the AFC West. Seattle, first place. It was movement. O'Neal Cousins moved too soon. False start on the Ravens.
Number 64, offense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Here's that Kansas City-Seattle score. That NFC West, you could have a team at 500, maybe even under 500, steal that division.
Yeah, how about the Battle of the West tomorrow night? San Francisco and Arizona. Crazy. No one's ever won a division, Sam, with a 7-9 record, ever. Right. Or worse than that, 8-8 at best is won divisions.
And around fake, Flacco throws a screen to Rice. Rice looking for some blocks, none there as he's brought down by Al Woods, rookie out of LSU, who has come in and been a nice addition. Young team. They've brought in several undrafted free agents. They've had 7th-round draft picks make this team they've really done a good job building this team and getting a lot of production out of young players.
Absolutely. Mark Dominic, the general manager, Raheem Morris, bringing in guys and seeing if they can do it. Tell you one thing, though, with all the different looks and everything they look, pre-snap differently, post-snap, it's all the same. It's buck ball, it's snap to whistle, rally hard, run to the football.
Draw play. Rice weaving his way, gets up across the 40 to the 41. Up a third down, but the Ravens, with a comfortable 2-touchdown lead, happy to run the ball and kill some clock here.
Yeah, and watch this block by Anquan Bolden on Rondé Barber. He's going to peel inside, and he's going to end up digging out the safety, Sabatino Piscatelli, and put Sabby down and allows a few extra yards for the back. That's one thing, these receivers, outstanding blockers for the Baltimore Ravens.
Flacco throws it out to Rice. The safe pass, the check down. Rice gets up to the 44. Short of a first down. Gino Hayes wrapped him up. And the Ravens will send out Sam Cook, their excellent punter.
Now, if he gets it inside the 20 on this one, Sam,
you'll really be impressed.
He will.
He will.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Spurlock is deep for the Bucs, hoping for a return.
Nobody ever talks about that hidden yardage and those weapons. Guys like Sam Cook that bang it down inside the 20. Kickoffs down inside the 20 in terms of the touchback. Big, big weapon for your defense.
Uses up most of the play clock, gets it away. Here's Spurlock coming up. It's a short kick, bounces at the 25. Takes a roll, doesn't get inside the 20. But the Ravens say that's fine. We'll let it stop right there at the 23.
Sam doesn't like it. I was 3 yards short.
That's right. Got the job done. Joe Flacco and the Ravens have a good lead. Back in Baltimore, the Bucs start from the 23. Josh Freeman has been an outstanding passer in fourth quarters. He has been a comeback quarterback in fourth quarters. They need something now. That passes to Mike Williams, and the rookie out of Syracuse makes the grab and gets up to the 34. It's a first down and a hurry-up offense.
Finally, a sense of urgency, Sam, from this offense. Spread it out, put it on your young quarterback. He's already shown you he's capable of winning games in the fourth quarter. See if you can ride him here to victory down a couple touchdowns.
Low snap. The ball is picked up by Freeman. He gets away and he throws and completes it to Michael Spurlock. I believe he held on at the 40-yard line. Wow, what a play by Freeman. A bad snap from the center, Jeff Fain.
Yeah, that's 255 pounds of body strength right there by Freeman. It clearly had him sacked, pulled away, and ends up getting 6, 7 yards.
Cadillac Williams in the backfield. 2nd and 4.
We're going to get a review from Harbaugh on the catch.
It's interesting. Well,
I don't know what's going to happen, but John hit up the head linesman with the challenge flag on the catch over on the sideline. Looked like the legs were out of bounds, but it looked like the elbow and the ball came down inbounds. And if it came down first, it clearly would be a catch.
Challenging the ruling on the field that the pass was complete. We'll review the play.
Why would you challenge a 6-yard pass play, though?
Take away any momentum they've got or want. Here we go. Knees down. That looks like a catch to me. Hard to see where the white stripe is, but looked like a catch.
Michael Spurlock hopes the play will stand. From our vantage point, it looked like he made the catch. The officials ruled it on the field a catch. I don't know if they'll find enough to overturn the ruling on the field.
And the official on the sideline had a great vantage point. He called it a catch. I think you're right. I think it's going to be hard for Carl Cheffers to overturn this based on the reviews that we saw.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Baltimore will be charged with their first timeout.
Now, he didn't say the ruling on the field was confirmed. He says it stands, which says to me they couldn't see anything to overturn it. And take another look here.
Yeah, and then there's the one that has the best perspective and vantage point looking at it. He called it a catch, and they hold it up. tell you, it's an amazing job those guys do on the sideline in real time in the heat of battle, those officials.
Ravens looking like they want to blitz. Here they come. Freeman completes it to Kellen Winslow. Gets across midfield and down to the Ravens 49-yard line. It's a first down. I'm still not in agreement with John Harbaugh about using a challenge at that point. I think you want to save it for a big play. And that was a 6-yard pass play, but he decided he wanted to challenge it. First down Ravens, Bucs at the Ravens 49. Freeman goes deep. Way down for Spurlock. He dropped it. And it was almost intercepted by Ladarius Webb. That was a touchdown for the Bucs, but Spurlock could not hold on.
You could not make a better throw. He's going to run right by Ladarius Webb. There's no safety help coming from the middle of the field. Perfect throw. 63 yards in the air. Big arm by Josh Freeman. You see him wind up. He shoots it in there perfectly. Spurlock looked like he tried to reach back and catch that thing with one hand.
There's a 2nd and 10. Stovall is in as a third wide receiver now. Here comes the blitz. Freeman gets rid of it to Winslow. Looking for some room. Fights off one man. Dives forward to the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 1 for the Bucs.
They should have started this no huddle, hurry up, Freeman in charge about, I don't know, midway through the 3rd quarter.
Trying to mount the comeback with the Ravens leading 17-3.
Now these guys, Sam, are all on their heels and have to play really vanilla defense.
Quarterback sneak. And he's got a first down. Jeff Fain leading the blocking in the middle of the pack. Greg Olson, the offensive coordinator, sending in the plays. No huddle offense. Bucs at the Ravens 38-yard line. 3 wide receivers. Freeman. That's incomplete. Try to get it to Aurelius Ben, the rookie out of Illinois. Now a chance to gain their breath. Kellen Winslow has had himself a good day. Winslow with 3 catches for 39.
And as much as Freeman has made plays late in 4th quarters, this is where Ray Lewis, Sam, has made plays. Late in games is where this guy's experience has really paid off.
And Ed Reed too. They go short to Ben, and he battles his way across the 30 to the 29. That's going to bring up another 3rd and 1. Haruki Nakamura and Ladarius Webb in on the tackle. This will be 3rd and about 1.5 yards.
And clearly in 4-down territory.
There's a quarterback sneak, and he keeps going. What an effort by Josh Freeman. There's the big body. Josh Freeman, 6'6", 250, used all of it to bounce off. His parents agree that was a good play by our young son. And a first down at the 25. The drive continues for the Bucs. Cadillac Williams in the backfield now. Everybody out. Dumped off to Williams. Cadillac inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. A pickup of 9 on the play. And right now it's a matter of taking the short stuff. The one big bomb that he threw was dropped.
You just hope, if you're a Tampa Bay Buc fan sitting at home, that they didn't pull the trigger too late, Sam, on this hurry-up offense. All year, it's where that young quarterback has been able to throttle defenses.
Freeman gets time into the end zone, lofting it up, and it's incomplete. Well covered on the play was Mike Williams.
Mike Williams off coverage. You're going to see a safety come over the top late. Josh Wilson in coverage. Here comes Nakamura, comes over the top late.
12th play of the drive for the Bucs. 9 passes, 2 runs. 3 wide receivers. Kellen Winslow is tight on the right side. Handed off to Cadillac for a first down and more inside the 5-yard line. Good run by Cadillac Williams. Josh Wilson with a stop down at the 6-yard line, an 11-yard run. Here's first and goal for the Bucs.
Boy, that was a terrific block by Jeff Fain. Cadillac has done a lot of damage, Sam, over the last couple of games out of this 3-wide run game.
Freeman throws deep. Winslow, touchdown. Kellen Winslow with a beautiful grab, 9 yards deep in the end zone. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get their first touchdown of the game.
Finally they hook it up high at the back of the end zone. We've seen them try it a few times today. Freeman high to the back of the end zone. Now watch the toes of Kellen Winslow. One down, he's going to tap the other one. Touchdown.
Second touchdown catch of the season for Kellen Winslow. Extra point try. Connor Barth is good. 77-yard drive, 13 plays, 4 minutes 38 seconds, 3:05 left on the clock. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. And John Harbaugh and his team will have to find a way to kill a lot of that time, if not all of it.
And you love the fact that finally Tampa goes to the no huddle, the hurry up. Freeman at his best. We talked about that. And then if you look at the Ravens, and you'll use the Atlanta game for an example a couple of weeks ago when they went up late, remember, and then Matt Ryan was able to come back and drive them down the field. When you can hurry up and force the tempo and dictate against that Ravens defense, you've got your best chance of moving the ball and getting points.
Josh Freeman has now thrown a touchdown pass in 8 consecutive games.
I talked about the feign block on the big draw. Watch what he does to Haloti Ngata. That's not an easy block on 350 pounds. And watch him just wash him right out of there. And then it's all Cadillac. And then here's the touchdown up high. Only Winslow can go get it. He's behind Gooden, and then a masterful job of tapping the toes for 6 points, and the back judge all over it, making the right call.
Now, if you're Tampa Bay, would you think about an onside kick here?
Well, I think you definitely got to think about it. You know, their defense is shut them out here in the second half.
All right, the Ravens have their guys up and ready. A couple of linebackers, a couple of DBs.
You got 2 timeouts left in the 2-minute timeout.
Their hands team is up for the Ravens. Chris Carr is not deep, but they kick it deep. Chris Carr backpedals to the 5 and returns. Goes to the outside, shoved out of bounds as he crossed the 15, up around the 17-yard line. So now it's up to the Bucs defense. And I want to remind you that our coverage of the NFL doesn't stop with the action here. After we're done, we go to the studio for the OT. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Jimmy, and Michael bring you exclusive interviews, extended highlights, a look ahead to next week's action. It's all coming up on America's #1 post-game show, the OT, presented by Lowe's. Coming up next, only on Fox. Spot the ball at the 19-yard line. And let's see how the Ravens...
Now you count on your offensive line and your run game, Sam, to salt it away and win it for you.
All right, 2 tight ends in.
Pick up a first down or 2 on the ground and go home with a W.
Ray Rice try to bounce it outside. Gets a yard maybe on the play. Akeem Talib, the cornerback, came up and made the tackle. Bucs use a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. Raheem Morris hauling in the defensive signals.
I'll tell you, win or lose for Raheem here tonight, it's been a remarkable run here in this season for them. Nobody, Sam, nobody expected this Tampa Bay team to be doing what they're doing here in 2010. 3 wins last year, already got 7 this year. They started out 2-0.
They want to get to 10. They think 10 can get them into the playoffs. This is a tough one here in Baltimore. They're home against Atlanta, the team with the best record in the NFL, next week. They go to Washington. They're home against Detroit and Seattle. Finish up the season at New Orleans.
Yeah, Detroit hasn't won a road game in forever. Seattle, that will be a tough trip all the way out, you know, in 3 time zones. They'll win 9 minimum.
Well, Seattle is a home game for them.
Right, Seattle's got to make
Seattle's got to make the trip. Flacco with a pass, and it's caught. What a catch by Ray Rice. And that's a first down for the Ravens.
What a move on Tim Crowder. You got a defensive end trying to cover Ray Rice right here. He cuts back into the inside. Look at that catch, one-handed, not a great throw in terms of the location by Joe Flacco. Look at him go up with the left hand behind him and pull it in for the first down.
Ray Rice has become the all-time leading receiver in yardage amongst running backs for the Ravens, passing Jamal Lewis. 7 catches, 47 yards in the game. It's Rice carrying, burst through the hole. Big run for Ray Rice. And this is just what the Ravens wanted. Couple of first downs. They're up to the 47-yard line. We're at the 2-minute warning. The Ravens have a 17-10 lead. And the Bucs need to find a way to try and stop them. Josh Freeman only wants another chance to get on the field to lead his offense. He got him 77 yards to a touchdown. But right now, the Ravens have the ball, and the Bucs have only 1 timeout remaining. 3 wide receivers in. Ray Rice, the carry. And again, a good pickup. Rice in crunch time, running the ball very, very well. He's had 19 carries. Bucs used their last timeout. 19 carries for 78 yards, 7 catches for 47 yards. Been a 125-yard performance for Ray Rice.
Yeah, not to mention what he did on that long screenplay that went to the house for a touchdown that got called back on a holding call by Anquan Bolden.
Earlier today, Cleveland wins over Carolina. Peyton Hillis, he's a powerful runner, 3 touchdowns. Michael Turner helping lead Atlanta to their win over Green Bay. Rashard Mendenhall and the Pittsburgh Steelers win their game in overtime. Mendenhall 151 yards. Highlights, interviews, and a whole lot more on the OT presented by Lowe's coming up next.
Sam, I got to tell you, Joe Flacco continued the outstanding play today. He's done it for really the last 8 or 9 games.
Rice, look at him wait. He just waited for the hole to open, burst through, first down.
Yeah,
and now it looks like they can just run out the clock.
Yeah, no timeouts left right there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Joe Flacco won't get a lot of credit once again, but look at his numbers: 25 of 35, 290 yards, the 2 touchdowns. The interception was a miracle by Aqib Talib in the way that he caught it. Defensively, you hold an opponent to 10 points, and the dominance continues in your own house, in your backyard. The Ravens, you go back the last 10 years, there has not been a better defense in their home stadium than the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, Baltimore Ravens will make it 5-0 at home this season. 8 straight wins at home, which is a franchise record.
And I think if you're Raheem Morris and you're Tampa Bay, you had some significant injuries. Cody Grimm, Davin Joseph, you still battled all the way till the end. And I think when he goes back and he watches that tape, he's going to go, you know what? We may have waited too long before we pulled the trigger on Josh Freeman and the hurry-up offense and letting him run the show, because that's clearly, Sam, when they had their best offense.
Our producer today, Mike Burks. Our director, Greg Scopatoni. Associate Director, Tom Yohe. Broadcast Associate, Matt Saldana. Technical producer, Frank Phillips. Technical Director, Dane Crawford. Special thanks to our great crew, led by Lisa Hanson and Kevin McCloskey. The studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. Associate Director is Stephanie Medina. The highlights coordinator, Janice Casasa. The studio technical supervisor, Jack Simmons. The Ravens beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 17-10. The Ravens go to 8-3. They remain tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers for first place in the AFC North, though they have the edge by virtue of a win. They'll play the Steelers next week. Bucs go home 7-4 to play the Atlanta Falcons in a tough one in a battle of NFC South rivals. We'll be back right after this.